The Power of Self-Belief, the Life-Changing Magic of Trusting Yourself. Written and published by MindLixir. Have you ever stood at the crossroads of a decision, plagued by hesitation, wondering if you had the inner strength to choose the path less traveled? Or found yourself in the quiet, suffocating grip of self-doubt when presented with an opportunity that seemed just beyond your reach? We've all been there, caught in the torrent of our insecurities, witnessing how a lack of belief in ourselves can hamstring our potential. It's during these all too familiar bouts of uncertainty that the power of self-belief becomes undeniably clear. Self-belief is like an invisible force, propelling us forward or holding us back, often without us even realizing it. It's a background process, a mental hum that informs every action and colors every thought. When harnessed, it endows us with the confidence to leap into the unknown and the resilience to keep pushing even when the odds are stacked up against us. To grasp the power of self-belief, one must first recognize it as a multifaceted phenomenon that intertwines with our very fabric of being. It's not just a feel-good mantra or a fleeting moment of bravado, it's the underlying conviction that we are capable of learning, overcoming, achieving, and deserving. Self-belief shapes our reality, molds our perceptions, and influences the narrative we tell ourselves about who we are and who we can be. It is the architect of our self-image and the scriptwriter of our life story. At its core, self-belief is deeply personal yet universally understood. It is the silent nod to oneself before a public speech or the mental rehearsal before a daunting challenge. But its influence runs deeper than momentary acts of courage. It underpins our daily functions, guiding the choices we make and the goals we set. With healthy self-belief, tasks that seemed insurmountable become conquerable, and ambitions that felt fanciful transform into tangible targets. An individual's level of self-belief can be seen as a barometer of their mental fortitude, a measure of how well they can weather the inevitable storms of life. It serves as an internal compass, orienting people towards growth and away from stagnation. Consider how self-belief, or the lack thereof, can define pivotal moments: an athlete's split-second decision to push through fatigue, an artist's resolve to present an unconventional piece to the public, or a student's determination to pursue a dream despite academic setbacks. The genesis of self-belief often lies in early experiences, but it continues to be shaped throughout a lifetime, responding to both successes and failures. It can wax and wane like the tides, but, when carefully nurtured, self-belief fortifies the spirit against the erosion of constant self-doubt. This emotional and psychological alchemy doesn't occur in isolation, it is nurtured by environing influences, verbal affirmations, and the reflections we see in the eyes and hear in the voices of others. So, how do we ignite and sustain this potent inner resource? How do we convert fleeting sparks of confidence into a steady flame that warms the spirit and lights the way forward? The journey to understanding and amplifying our self-belief often begins with introspection. Self-reflection enables us to decode the underlying causes of our doubts, to confront them, and to rewrite the self-limiting beliefs that have hitherto directed our narratives. It's a process of mental reprogramming, where we gradually replace the negative, self-fulfilling prophecies with positive self-talk and empowering affirmations. Learning to practice self-compassion and to celebrate small victories are part and parcel of the refurbishment of our self-belief. This mental remodeling isn't a quick fix, it requires patience, persistence, and an honest recognition of our intrinsic value as individuals. As we work on building this foundation of self-belief, we learn to recalibrate our thought patterns, that our previously impossible dreams suddenly seem within reach. Moreover, the power of self-belief doesn't just impact the individual, it's contagious. When you believe in yourself, you inspire others to do the same, setting off a cascade of confidence that can uplift entire communities. It becomes evident in the way we speak, in the grace with which we handle success and rejection, and in the leadership we display in guiding others through their valleys of doubt. In comprehending the power of self-belief, we unlock a profound truth about human potential, that what we achieve is intimately tied to what we believe we can achieve. The narrative of self-belief is not just one of personal triumph, but also a guidebook for collective aspiration. It is the recognition that our internal dialogue can be our staunchest advocate or our most debilitating critic. The power of self-belief is the catalyst for the transformation not only of the life of an individual, but also potentially for society at large. Every day, we are confronted with a myriad of choices and challenges. In each of these, our self-belief is tested, and our responses are the bricks that build the path we walk upon. Whether that path leads to fulfillment or regret depends greatly on the fortitude of our self-belief. It's the unwritten story of possibility and potential that begs the question, what might you achieve if only you believed you could? The science of self-belief, how trusting yourself affects your brain. When it comes to the power of self-belief, the human brain plays a pivotal role as both the battleground for doubt and the cradle for cultivating a robust sense of confidence. Trust in oneself is not merely a psychological state, it has tangible, neurobiological underpinnings that can influence behavior, thought patterns, decision-making, and ultimately, the very fabric of our reality. Breaking down the science of self-belief helps us to understand how fostering trust in our capabilities is not just a matter of feeling good, but also about harnessing the power of our most complex organ, the brain. To begin with, the concept of self-belief can be broken down into two components: self-efficacy, which is the belief in one's capability to execute behaviors necessary to produce specific performance attainments, and self-esteem, which is the evaluative and effective aspect of the self-concept. Together, these form the bedrock of self-belief, which plays a decisive role in cognitive processes by influencing how we interpret experiences and how we react to challenges and adversities. At the physiological level, believing in oneself can trigger changes in brain function and structure. A key player in this process is the neurotransmitter dopamine, which is heavily associated with the reward centers of the brain. When we achieve something we've set our mind to, our brain rewards us with a pleasurable hit of dopamine, reinforcing our self-belief and motivating us to continue pursuing our goals. The reinforcement of this reward system can eventually lead to the creation of new pathways in the brain, cementing the connection between task and satisfaction and, over time, making it easier to initiate and sustain action towards a goal. This is the basis of how habits are formed, through repeated actions that are positively reinforced, thus enhancing one's confidence in their abilities. But the influence of self-belief on the brain extends beyond the reward system. Our beliefs can shape our perception and interpretation of the world. The concept known as cortical spreading depression explains how a strong belief can actually suppress the activity of neurons that might contradict that belief, effectively creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is why when someone is convinced of their failure, they can miss out on opportunities for success. Their brain is literally not processing the information that contradicts their negative belief. On the other hand, self-belief enhances the brain's frontal lobe activity, an area associated with planning and decision-making, empowering individuals to better analyze and navigate complex situations. Moreover, self-belief strengthens connections within the neural pathways, particularly those related to learning and memory. When you believe in your ability to learn, you're more likely to put in the effort to understand and retain information, which in turn improves cognitive abilities. The prefrontal cortex, which is implicated in self-reflective activities and complex thought processes, also comes into play when self-belief is at work. A stronger conviction in one's abilities leads to a more activated prefrontal cortex, thereby improving one's ability to regulate emotions and diminishing the impact of stress and anxiety. This means that with greater self-belief, an individual might face stressful situations with more resilience and a clearer mind, allowing logic and reason to prevail over impulses and fears. Researchers have observed that when individuals engage in self-affirming thoughts or recall past successes, there is increased activity in brain regions associated with positive valuation and self-related processing. Moreover, these changes can potentially reduce the brain's sensitivity to negative feedback, enabling a person to persist even in the face of challenges and setbacks. It is as if self-belief equips the brain with a sort of psychological armor against the darts of criticism and failure. Neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life, is also an essential factor when considering the effects of self-belief. The adage "use it or lose it" is apt here, indicating that when we engage in thoughts and behaviors that affirm our capabilities, we are essentially exercising the brain, building it up and making it stronger. Conversely, persistent doubt and self-criticism can weaken these connections, much in the same way that muscles atrophy when they are not used. It is also worth noting that self-belief can be both a shield and a seed. It shields against the ill effects of stress by promoting neural growth factors that protect brain cells, and it seeds future accomplishments through its effects on focus and persistence. A healthy sense of self-confidence increases the likelihood of taking calculated risks, setting higher goals, and achieving them, which in turn reinforces the circuitry in the brain associated with successful behavior. Furthermore, the science of self-belief is intricately linked with the broader concept of mindset. Carol Dweck, a renowned psychologist, introduced the notion of fixed and growth mindsets. Those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are static and unchangeable, while those with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through dedication and work. When individuals cultivate a growth mindset, they inherently embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and view effort as a pathway to mastery, all behaviors underpinned by self-belief. In practical terms, the benefits of a strong sense of self-belief are vast and varied. Studies have shown that students who believe in their academic abilities engage more deeply with learning materials and exhibit better academic performance. In the workplace, individuals who trust in their professional skills are more likely to take on leadership roles and innovate. Athletes with unshakable confidence in their abilities are better equipped to perform under pressure and bounce back from losses. Essentially, self-belief acts as the engine that powers persistence, resilience, and achievement across all areas of life. To summarize, the science of self-belief encompasses a fascinating blend of psychology and neurobiology, evidencing that our conviction in our abilities can have far-reaching consequences on our brains and behavior. The connections made within the brain, influenced by repeated positive reinforcement, help fortify the foundation of our self-efficacy and self-esteem. The more we nurture our self-belief, the more ingrained these neural pathways become, leading to a virtuous cycle of confidence and success. It's a powerful testament to the fact that the way we perceive ourselves and our capabilities can shape not only our thoughts and feelings, but also the very reality we experience. The understanding of this science empowers us with a tangible grasp on how we can influence our brains to harbor profound self-belief, thereby unlocking our full potential. Historical examples of self-belief changing the course of lives. The annals of history are studied with stories of remarkable individuals whose unwavering self-belief enabled them to shape their destiny and, in many cases, the destiny of others. These examples serve not just as inspiration, but also as a testament to the transformative power of self-belief. One of the most iconic figures who exemplifies the power of self-belief is Mahatma Gandhi. A modest and unassuming lawyer by training, Gandhi's strong sense of self-belief allowed him to spearhead a non-violent revolution against the British rule in India. His belief in non-violence and civil disobedience were at first met with skepticism and ridicule. However, his steadfast commitment to his principles and belief in his cause won him a massive following. Gandhi's self-belief was not rooted in arrogance, but was a product of deep introspection and moral clarity. His confidence gave him the strength to face his adversaries and ultimately helped to liberate a nation. Another tale of tenacity and self-belief comes from the life of Helen Keller, who overcame the dual handicap of deafness and blindness to become an author, lecturer, and political activist. Her success can largely be attributed to her intense self-belief, a quality that was nurtured by her teacher Anne Sullivan. Together, they forged a language that broke through the silence and darkness that surrounded Helen. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, Helen Keller believed in her ability to learn and thrive. Her life stands as a testament to the power of belief in oneself against the biases of a doubting world. In the realm of science, the story of Marie Curie is one of relentless pursuit of knowledge, driven by a profound belief in her intellectual capabilities. Curie faced numerous setbacks, from being in a male-dominated field in the late 1800s and early 1900s to battling health issues as a result of her research, but her self-belief was unyielding. She went on to discover polonium and radium, win 2 Nobel Prizes in different scientific fields, and redefine the contemporary understanding of radioactivity. Curie's life underscores the way self-belief can propel a person through external discouragements and internal struggles. The world of business also provides numerous examples of self-belief at work. Consider the case of Oprah Winfrey, an African-American woman who rose from poverty and a troubled childhood to become a media mogul. From her early days as a news anchor to becoming the first woman to own and produce her talk show, Oprah's journey has been marked by her belief in her worth and potential. Her journey has inspired millions to believe in their ability to transcend their circumstances. Self-belief has even shaped the course of empires. Alexander the Great, tutored by Aristotle and driven by the belief that he was destined for greatness, went on to create one of the largest empires in ancient history. His belief in his military strategy and his leadership skills led his comparatively small army to numerous victories across diverse terrains and against far larger forces. Alexander's legacy demonstrates how belief in oneself can leave an indelible mark on history. The challenge to separate self-belief from self-delusion has been a fine line walked by many historical figures. Abraham Lincoln is emblematic of this balance. He faced unrelenting opposition, personal loss, and depression, yet his self-belief was based not in hubris but in a commitment to values he deemed larger than himself. This sense of purpose, intertwined with a belief in his capacity to lead and make difficult choices, saw him through the darkest days of the American Civil War. His resilience in the face of personal and national adversity is an enduring lesson in the depth of human potential when anchored in belief in oneself and one's cause. These historical examples are not simply narratives of extraordinary individuals, they are blueprints for how we can harness the power of self-belief in our own lives. The individuals covered came from diverse backgrounds, faced a multitude of challenges, and had varying talents and personalities. Yet, what binds them together is the unshakable belief in their own abilities and in the paths they chose. Emulating such self-belief might not lead one to alter the course of nations or uplift millions, but it can undoubtedly change the course of personal lives, leading to fulfillment and achievements that resonate through time, just as these historical figures have shown us. Overcoming doubt, strategies to build self-confidence. Doubt is the shadow that trails every step of ambition, casting uncertainty on even the brightest of ideas and the boldest of dreams. Yet, the ability to overcome self-doubt is as essential to success as the very skills we seek to champion. Building self-confidence isn't an overnight achievement, but a process, an ongoing journey of introspection and action that fortifies our resolve and polishes our self-perception. To transcend the barriers erected by doubt, one must develop a toolbox of strategies, an arsenal of confidence-building techniques that can be employed when the specter of doubt looms. Let's consider one of the most fundamental steps in fortifying self-confidence: setting and achieving small goals. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and so does the edifice of confidence. When we set small, achievable targets for ourselves and hit them, we lay the bricks of success upon which we can build. Every completed task, no matter how minute, is a reassurance that we possess the competence and resilience needed to tackle even greater challenges. These achievements accumulate, creating a solid foundation for self-belief, uplifting us from the quagmire of doubt. Meanwhile, mastering a skill is like kindling that keeps the flame of self-confidence alight. It's a powerful antidote to doubt. Dedicating time to perfect an art or to gain profound knowledge in a specific area gives a sense of accomplishment that's inarguably persuasive. Mastery denotes authority. It bestows upon us the confidence to stand firm in our capabilities, a feeling that's impervious to the onslaught of skepticism. As we refine our competencies, we start to view ourselves as experts, and this self-image acts as a bastion against the torrent of self-doubt. In the arena of building self-confidence, what we say to ourselves is just as important as what we do. Self-talk, the internal dialogue that narrates our moment-to-moment existence, can be a powerful tool or a detrimental weapon. Negative self-talk reinforces our doubts and fears, but this pervasive inner criticism can be countered with constructive, affirming dialogue. When we catch ourselves weaving a narrative of self-doubt, it's imperative to rewrite it. Phrases that begin with "I can't" or "I'm not" need to be transformed into affirmations of potential and capability. "I can learn to do this" or "I am improving every day" are not just words, but verbal seeds that grow into the strong trees of self-esteem. Another effective strategy for building self-confidence lies in the realm of physicality. There's a symbiotic relationship between the mind and the body, and our posture, exercise, and general physical activity significantly impact how we feel about ourselves. Studies have shown that physical exercise can lift mood, reduce anxiety, and boost overall well-being, all of which contribute to self-confidence. Likewise, adopting a posture that radiates confidence, a straight back, raised head, and steady gaze, can actually lead to internal feelings of confidence. This is a phenomenon known as embodied cognition, where our body positions can influence our mental state. By consciously adopting body language that communicates confidence, we initiate a feedback loop that makes us feel more confident internally. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences is akin to choosing the soil in which we plant the seedlings of self-confidence. The people around us can have an immense impact on our self-perception. Negative influences can perpetuate our doubts, while positive ones can uplift and inspire us. Having a support system of friends, mentors, and colleagues who believe in us and encourage our growth can go a long way in overcoming our inner critic. They serve as mirrors reflecting the best in us, even when we are struggling to see it ourselves. Perhaps most importantly, the journey to overcoming self-doubt and building confidence must be underlined by a commitment to self-compassion. The route is beset with setbacks and failures, however, these should not serve as evidence of our deficiencies but as stepping stones to our development. Practicing self-compassion means treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a good friend. It means being patient with our journeys and forgiving of our slip-ups. Self-compassion reaffirms our humanity, acknowledging that imperfection is part of the human condition and that every setback is an opportunity for growth. Each of these strategies serves as a tool to chip away at the fortress of doubt that guards against the treasure of self-assurance. Building self-confidence is a dynamic and multifaceted endeavor, one that requires diligence, patience, and an unyielding belief in the project of oneself. By manifesting the courage to challenge and overcome doubt, we empower ourselves to reach for higher aspirations, connect more deeply with others, and make meaningful contributions to the world around us. The battle against doubt may be lifelong, but it's a battle worth waging. For every victory won in the name of self-belief turns the tides towards a more confident, more assertive, and more radiant self. The intersection of self-belief and success, case studies and research outcomes. When we examine the intersection of self-belief and success, it's like unlocking a fascinating narrative where each chapter reveals a deeper understanding of human potential. The stories of those who have achieved greatness across various fields provide not just inspiration but also valuable insights into the power of believing in oneself. This relationship between self-belief and success isn't founded on whimsical notions but is deeply rooted in psychological and scientific research that has meticulously documented how one's self-perception can significantly influence their journey to success. Imagine for a moment the psychological landscape shaped by the presence of robust self-belief. It is marked by an increased ability to set ambitious goals and a willingness to pursue them despite obstacles. Self-belief acts as a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you believe in your capacities, the more likely you are to engage in actions that reinforce that belief. It isn't just about feeling good about oneself, it's about motivating oneself to put in the work that success demands. It's the difference between someone who doubts their capabilities and therefore hesitates to take on challenging projects and someone whose self-trust propels them into the realm of high achievement. Within the sphere of academic research, the association between self-belief, often referred to as self-efficacy, and success is well documented. Psychologist Albert Bandura's work on self-efficacy provides a foundation for understanding this connection. He discovered that individuals with high self-efficacy, those who believe they can succeed, are more likely to take on challenging tasks and persist in the face of adversity. They attribute setbacks to manageable circumstances rather than personal flaws, which in turn increases their likelihood of future success. The high self-efficacy individual is not deterred by a rough patch but sees it as a temporary state, a puzzle that needs solving, not a roadblock that spells defeat. Case studies from the business world flesh out the high-level findings of academic research. Consider the story of any leading entrepreneur, the individual who turns a fledgling startup into a global venture. More often than not, their biographies detail early beliefs in the potential of their ideas, conviction in the face of skepticism, and a dogged persistence to see things through. Their self-belief doesn't negate the need for hard work, rather, it fuels it. They face the same setbacks as others, but their intrinsic self-trust sees them regarding each failure as a lesson rather than a stop sign. Silicon Valley teams with such narratives. Whether it's Steve Jobs' unwavering belief in the integration of design and technology or Elon Musk's conviction in electric cars and space travel, the belief in their visions transformed the industries they entered. Their success wasn't just in their ideas, but in their unshakable belief that they could bring these ideas to fruition despite countless naysayers. Sport also provides compelling case studies that illustrate the self-belief and success relationship. Elite athletes harness self-belief to reach their peak performance. Champions like Serena Williams or Michael Jordan didn't just stumble upon their trophies, it was their deep-seated conviction in their abilities that gave them the edge over equally talented competitors. Each match, each championship was won not just on physical prowess, but on mental strength, the unwavering belief in their capacities to win. Not only do these examples provide anecdotal evidence, but the scientific community has also taken notice. Researchers frequently examine elite athletes to understand the psychological factors contributing to their success, and time again, mental fortitude and self-belief emerge as distinguishing variables. Studies have demonstrated that athletes with strong self-belief can better manage stress, maintain focus, and recover from performance setbacks more effectively than their self-doubting counterparts. It is critical to note, however, that success must be defined broadly. Success isn't a one-size-fits-all experience and isn't limited to entrepreneurial or athletic achievement. Academic success, artistic expression, personal development, and many other areas are also deeply influenced by self-belief. When researchers investigate students, for instance, those with higher levels of self-belief tend to perform better academically than peers with lower self-confidence. This is often attributed to the willingness to invest effort, more effective coping strategies, and a proactive approach to learning. In creative fields too, the intersection of self-belief and success can be profound. Artists, writers, and musicians often face subjective appraisals of their work and a market that can be fickle and tough to predict. Here, self-belief does not ensure acclaim or popularity, but it sustains the creator through periods of criticism or indifference, enabling them to continue crafting work that is authentic and innovative. Furthermore, self-belief plays a significant role in our careers beyond entrepreneurial ventures or artistic pursuits. Career advancement and job satisfaction are often tethered to an individual's self-concept. Employees who believe in their capabilities seek out more challenging assignments, invest in their professional development, and are more likely to ask for the promotion or raise. Their belief in their worth and abilities can lead to more fulfilling career trajectories compared to those who doubt their potential. What's perhaps even more striking is that self-belief does not only boost individual success, it has a spillover effect on the collective success of teams and organizations. Research indicates that teams composed of individuals with high self-belief levels exhibit better performance due to enhanced collaboration, resilience, and collective efficacy. As each member brings a can-do attitude to the table, it becomes infectious, creating an environment where obstacles are viewed as surmountable and goals as achievable. The relationship between self-belief and success is complex, dynamic, and certainly not coincidental. Self-belief is not merely a nice-to-have attribute, it is a cornerstone of achievement across multiple domains of human endeavor. It prompts the question, what might each of us achieve if we cultivated an unshakable belief in our abilities? When we consider the wealth of evidence pointing towards the power of self-belief, it seems that the real magic lies not in wishful thinking but in harnessing a mindset that sees potential where others see limits, and opportunities where others see challenges. Harnessing positive affirmations to reinforce self-belief. Positive affirmations are a potent tool in the quest for self-belief and personal empowerment. The practice involves the repetition of positive, encouraging statements that are designed to foster a supportive internal dialogue. It's a strategy that you can use to challenge and undermine negative and unhelpful thoughts and replace them with constructive, self-affirming beliefs. When you repeatedly tell yourself that you can overcome challenges, achieve your goals, and embrace your worth, you begin to internalize these sentiments and they start shaping your reality. The concept might sound simple, even simplistic, but the outcome is anything but. By incorporating positive affirmations into your daily routine, you are actively rewiring your brain to focus on your strengths and to foster a growth mindset. With each affirmation, you're sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind that you are capable, competent, and deserving of success. This might not be evident overnight, but it's a practice that builds upon itself, gradually transforming how you perceive yourself and how you interact with the world around you. But why do positive affirmations work? It's all grounded in the science of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life. When you practice affirmations, you're effectively training your brain to prioritize and amplify these positive thoughts. Each affirming statement acts as a mental exercise, much like a rep in a workout for your brain. This cognitive training can lead to greater emotional well-being, higher levels of self-acceptance, and a more optimistic outlook on life. It's essential, however, to be strategic and mindful about the affirmations you choose. For maximum impact, they should be phrased in the present tense, be positive, be expressed in the first person, and reflect a realistic and attainable attribute or goal. For example, statements like "I am competent and skilled in my work," or "I am worthy of love and happiness" are far more effective than ones that your brain might not find believable, like "I am perfect," or "I never make mistakes." The key is to bolster your self-belief without slipping into delusion. An important aspect of successful affirmations is consistent practice. Just like exercising a muscle, the more you train, the stronger you become, and the same goes for your self-belief. Regular affirmation can transform these positive statements from mere words to a deeply held belief that guides your actions and reactions. For some, it's most effective to start the day with a series of affirmations, while others might find it helpful to recite them during periods of stress or uncertainty. Positive affirmations also play a significant role in emotional regulation. Negative thought patterns are often associated with emotions such as fear, anxiety, and sadness, all of which can diminish one's sense of self-efficacy and belief. Positive affirmations can serve as a counterbalance, raising emotional vibrations and encouraging a more serene, confident state of mind. This doesn't mean that one becomes immune to negative emotions, but rather that one is better equipped to handle them constructively. Another compelling benefit of engaging in positive affirmations is the influence they can have on one's actions and habits. When you truly believe in your capacity to achieve, you're more likely to take the necessary steps toward your goals. This could mean being more assertive in personal relationships, taking risks in your career, or maintaining a healthy lifestyle. With a strong foundation of self-belief, actions that once seemed daunting can become second nature. It's also worth noting that affirmations aren't just about personal gain, they can enhance our interactions with others. When you approach social scenarios with a baseline of self-respect and confidence, you're capable of forging deeper, more meaningful connections. You set a positive example for others, which can inspire them to explore their own journey toward self-belief. It's a virtuous cycle that nurtures not only your own growth, but also that of the people around you. When embarking on the journey of using positive affirmations, patience is key. Just as Rome wasn't built in a day, steadfast self-belief isn't established overnight. It is a gradual process that demands perseverance and diligence. But the fruits of such labor are plentiful, leading to a life marked by confidence, optimism, and resilience. This is the promise and power of embracing positive affirmations as a regular practice. It's an investment in yourself that has the potential to pay dividends in every aspect of your life, from your career to your personal relationships, and to the very core of your well-being. Remember, in a world where external voices often try to dictate your value and capability, it's your own voice that should be the loudest and most convincing. Positive affirmations are a graceful and persistent whisper in your ear, a reminder of your abilities, value, and potential. By choosing to engage in this practice, you are taking control of your narrative and crafting a story that aligns with your aspirations and honors your true self. It is through this transformative process that self-belief is not just imagined but is lived and experienced with every fiber of your being. The role of visualization in cultivating a stronger self-image. Have you ever caught yourself daydreaming, perhaps visualizing yourself scoring the winning goal in the final seconds of a game, or delivering the perfect presentation to an applauding audience? Interestingly, these are not just idle daydreams. These mental rehearsals are powerful tools for self-improvement and a key to cultivating a strong self-image. Visualization, or the act of creating a mental image or intention of what you want to occur in reality, is a potent practice that can have remarkable effects on our brains and, ultimately, on our lives. When we engage in visualization techniques, we are not just merely indulging in wishful thinking, we are actually priming our brains to begin the work of realizing our goals. It's akin to a planning session that happens within the confines of the mind's eye. This imagined rehearsal stimulates the same neural networks that would be involved in the actual performance of the given task, effectively blurring the line between thought and action. As a result, we may experience increased motivation, heightened coordination, and improved confidence, all of which are crucial ingredients for reinforcing self-belief. But how does this intellection translate into a stronger self-image? Visualization is not simply about conjuring up successful outcomes, it's about embodying the version of ourselves that can achieve those outcomes. By vividly picturing ourselves overcoming obstacles, persevering through challenges, and succeeding in our endeavors, we are chiseling away at the sculpture of who we believe we can become. This mental conditioning translates to bolstered self-esteem and a robust self-concept. For instance, take athletes who use visualization as part of their training. They don't just see the ball going into the hoop, they feel the grip of the ball, hear the swoosh of the net, and experience the elation of the score before they even step onto the court. Such visualization practices have been scientifically shown to enhance athletic performance by improving muscle memory and increasing mental toughness. Similarly, visualization can be a powerful ally in overcoming day-to-day challenges and achieving personal growth. By seeing ourselves as capable, composed, and in control, we begin to embody these attributes more fully in our real-life behaviors and attitudes. Visualization also plays an instrumental role in cultivating resilience, a quality closely tied to a strong self-image. Resilient individuals often demonstrate an ability to rebound from setbacks and maintain a positive outlook, a capacity enhanced through visualization. When facing adversity, visualizing oneself navigating through the hardship effectively can not only create a sense of preparedness but can also forge a mental path to recovery. The ability to see ourselves as survivors rather than victims reinforces self-belief and perpetuates a cycle of confidence and resilience. Despite the compelling benefits of visualization, one may wonder how to incorporate this practice into daily life effectively. The answer lies in regular, purposeful practice. Find a quiet, comfortable place free from distractions. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and start painting a realistic, yet optimistic, scenario of what you wish to achieve. Include as many senses in your visualization as possible to create a vivid and immersive experience. Feel the emotions you would feel as if you were actually living the event. Make it a routine to spend a few minutes each day visualizing various aspects of the self-image you are aiming to solidify. Over time, these mental exercises can lead to profound changes in self-perception and behavior. Moreover, visualization is not a solitary journey. It can be strengthened by the support of a community or through professional guidance. Sharing visualization goals with friends or working with a coach or therapist can provide additional insights and encouragement. They can offer not just affirmation but also accountability, helping ensure that the practice becomes a consistent and evolving part of your personal growth. In our fast-paced, often cynical world, it's too easy to dismiss visualization as just another self-help fad or whimsical daydreaming. However, the science is clear: visualization is a powerful cognitive process that can help us shape our self-image and influence our behavior in real, tangible ways. By practicing visualization, we are not just fantasizing about success, we are actively preparing our minds and bodies to make those fantasies a reality. In cultivating a stronger self-image, visualization serves as a transformational tool. It enables us to see the best version of ourselves, even before we have fully realized that potential in our external lives. It encourages us to believe that we can rise above our current limitations, that we possess the strength to tackle the challenges ahead, and that we have what it takes to achieve our dreams. The practice of visualization refines our self-concept, ensuring that when we open our eyes, we are more prepared, more resilient, and more confident. Embrace visualization, and watch as the contours of your life mold into the masterpiece you envision. The impact of self-belief on mental health and resilience. When we consider the threads woven into the rich tapestry of mental health and resilience, one of the most radiant and robust among them is the thread of self-belief. Indeed, the conviction we hold in ourselves, this unshakable trust in our capabilities, plays a pivotal role not only in how we confront the plethora of challenges life sends our way, but also in how we perceive and interact with the world around us. Self-belief is akin to an internal compass that guides us through the uncertain terrains of life. It's the quiet yet assertive voice that says, "I can" when faced with adversity. The psychological empowerment that comes from a strong sense of self-belief serves as a bulwark against the storms of doubt and anxiety that often threaten to unsettle our mental equilibrium. It bestows upon us the courage to face our fears, fosters the strength to embrace change, and endows us with the resilience to bounce back from setbacks, all integral components of a fortitude that underpins a healthy mental state. The relationship between self-belief and mental health is rooted deeply in the reciprocal interplay of perception and reality. The lens through which we view ourselves invariably colors our experiences and frames our reactions to the various obstacles we encounter. Individuals who maintain a resilient sense of belief in their own abilities tend to approach challenges with a problem-solving mindset, interpreting difficulties as temporary and conquerable. This perspective, This inherent optimism facilitates a healthier response to stress and mitigates the damaging effects such stress might otherwise have on one's mental health. Conversely, a lack of self-belief perpetuates doubt and amplifies fears, potentially spiraling into a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure and despair. Negative self-talk and pessimism can engender a cycle of low self-esteem and escalated stress, which in turn can contribute to the development or exacerbation of mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. The fundament of fostering self-belief as a means of nurturing one's mental health cannot be emphasized enough. To cultivate this self-trust, one effective strategy lies in challenging and reframing negative thought patterns. This cognitive restructuring serves to break down the mental barriers of self-doubt and enables us to construct a more positive and empowering narrative about ourselves and our abilities. Another proactive approach involves setting and achieving small, manageable goals. The satisfaction derived from these accomplishments, no matter how modest they seem, can be profound and cumulative, bolstering self-belief with each victory. Additionally, mindfulness and meditation have emerged as powerful tools in the quest to maintain mental balance, helping individuals to center themselves and ward off the encroaching tides of negative self-perception. The role of psychological resilience, fostered through staunch self-belief, cannot be understated when we speak of mental health. Resilience serves as the psychological immune system that guards against the pathogenic effects of stress and adversity. Resilient individuals are not impervious to life's strains and crises, however, they possess a remarkable tenacity that aids them in recovering from difficulties more swiftly and effectively. Through resilience, the deleterious consequences of negative experiences are mitigated, allowing such individuals to preserve their mental health and continue marching forward, even amidst the harshest storms of life. In fostering resilience, self-belief acts as both shield and sustenance. It promotes an adaptive and persistent attitude, enabling us to persevere in the face of challenges and to adapt when circumstances necessitate it. This agility of the mind and spirit is essential in overcoming the vagaries of life and maintaining a state of mental well-being. Moreover, the sense of control that accompanies a strong belief in oneself cannot be understated. When individuals perceive themselves as capable agents in their own lives, they are better equipped to manage stress and make decisions that contribute positively to their mental health. This sense of agency is empowering and serves as the cornerstone of psychological resilience. It is essential to recognize that self-belief is not a stagnant entity but rather a dynamism that must be nurtured and cultivated continually. The journey to strengthen self-belief is a personal one and varies from individual to individual. It involves a process of self-reflection, self-discovery, and self-improvement, grounded in a compassionate understanding and acceptance of oneself. As we embark on this voyage, we must also acknowledge the external influences, such as supportive relationships and inspiring role models, that can significantly bolster our sense of self-belief. These sources of external affirmation complement our internal efforts and weave additional layers of strength into our psychological armor against adversity. The interconnection between self-belief and mental health is profound and substantial. The cultivation of a strong self-belief is not merely an exercise in positive thinking, but a fundamental strategy for building mental resilience and promoting lasting psychological well-being. It helps shield us from the psychological distresses of self-doubt, furnishes us with the mental scaffolding to recover from setbacks, and empowers us to pursue our life's goals unencumbered by the heavy chains of insecurity. As we learn to trust in our abilities and value our self-worth, we not only improve the quality of our own lives, but also contribute to the creation of a more self-assured, resilient, and mentally healthy society. Creating a personal roadmap to develop unwavering self-trust. Embarking on a journey to cultivate unwavering self-trust is akin to plotting a course for a grand voyage. It requires intention, preparation, and constant navigation. At its core, creating a personal roadmap to develop self-trust isn't about reaching a final destination, it's about embracing the ongoing process of self-discovery, reflection, and growth. Imagine yourself as a cartographer of your inner world, mapping out the terrains of your experiences, emotions, and thoughts. Your personal roadmap to self-trust is a dynamic, evolving chart that documents your progress, highlights challenges, and offers strategies to overcome obstacles along the way. This roadmap is uniquely yours, and while it may be informed by outside sources, its most reliable compass is your intuition and understanding of who you are. The initial step of charting your course is to acknowledge your starting point. Assess your current level of self-trust. How often do you listen to your intuition? How do you react in the face of doubt? Recognizing your patterns of self-talk is critical. Negative self-dialogue can often lead you astray, talking you out of opportunities, or sowing seeds of doubt at times when confidence is paramount. Identifying these patterns is like marking the treacherous waters on your map, alerting you to be cautious and prepared when navigating through them. With the understanding of your starting point, lay down the pathways to where you want to be. Setting clear and achievable goals is an exercise in building trust within yourself. However, unlike setting any ordinary goals, these should stretch you beyond your comfort zone while still being within the realm of attainability. Each goal achieved is a landmark that validates your ability to trust in your capabilities. While plotting your course, consider the influences and support systems around you. Like reliable trade winds can help a ship reach its destination, a supportive network of friends, family, and mentors can boost your journey towards self-trust. Surround yourself with those who affirm your strengths, offer constructive feedback, and encourage your pursuit of personal growth. On the other hand, learn to recognize and steer clear of those who may inject negativity into your journey, like perilous winds steering you off course. Along the way, it is essential to develop self-awareness, akin to keeping a sharp lookout from the crow's nest. Understand your triggers and emotional responses. What causes you to falter in self-trust? Are there particular situations where you find it hard to maintain your confidence? By knowing these, you can prepare by reinforcing positive mental scripts or developing strategies to stay your course during these times. Implementing a practice of regular self-reflection is like checking your coordinates under the stars. Daily or weekly reflection can take many forms, such as journaling, meditation, or deep conversations with a trusted confidant. Reflecting on your experiences and feelings helps you to process them and to learn from them. It breeds a deeper understanding of yourself and reinforces the trust that you are the captain of your fate. Another vital aspect of your roadmap is the manner in which you deal with setbacks. Disappointments and failures are not dead ends, they are detours or reroutes on your journey. When faced with setbacks, adjust your sails, reflect, learn, and then recalibrate your path. Resilience in the face of adversity is a hallmark of unwavering self-trust. Even the most experienced sailors face storms. What matters is their trust in their ability to navigate through them and their resilience to continue their voyage. The currency of this voyage is the actions you take. Actions are tangible evidence of your self-trust. They speak louder than internal dialogue or external advice. They are the proof that you trust yourself enough to step forward into new territories. Start with small steps, actions that, while perhaps mundane, reinforce your belief in your ability to meet commitments and follow through on intentions. As your trust grows, so too will the scale and impact of your actions. Lastly, bear in mind that a personal roadmap to develop self-trust isn't a linear progression. It is a spiraling journey of advancement and occasional revisiting of previous lessons. Embrace the ebbs and flows, the discoveries and rediscoveries. Celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. Each one is a testament to your trust in yourself, and each one lays a foundation for the next. In creating your personal roadmap, remain flexible and adaptable because life is unpredictable and full of surprises. What matters is not rigid adherence to a predetermined path, but rather the continuous cultivation of faith in yourself to navigate whatever comes your way. With unwavering self-trust, any direction you choose can lead to fulfillment and success. Remember, it's your journey, and your trust in yourself is both the map and the compass that will guide you through. The ripple effect: how self-belief can transform communities and societies. Imagine tossing a pebble into a still pond. It hits the surface, and from that initial impact, ripples spread outwards, far beyond the point of contact. Similarly, an individual's self-belief doesn't exist in isolation. Like ripples, it spreads, influencing those around them and, by extension, the broader community and society. The power of self-belief to create positive change is rooted in this expanding influence, setting off a chain reaction of empowerment and transformation that can alter the course of communities and societies. When one person stands up with the conviction of their capabilities and worth, they can challenge norms, raise standards, and inspire others to do the same. The story of humanity is dotted with instances where courageous self-belief rippled out to achieve societal changes that once seemed impossible. When we foster self-belief, it becomes far more than a personal triumph. It cultivates leadership qualities. People who trust in themselves are more likely to step forward, take initiatives, and guide others. In communities, this can mean the difference between stagnation and progress. A community leader with a strong sense of self-belief can inspire collective confidence, galvanizing community members to work towards common goals, whether in projects as small as neighborhood cleanups or as significant as advocating for policy changes. The confidence of a single individual can be incredibly infectious, encouraging others to also put trust in their own abilities. When individuals believe in themselves, they're more likely to engage with one another constructively. They approach interactions with a sense of assertiveness and respect that can foster healthier relationships and collaborative efforts. Within communities, this means that conversations and decisions are rooted in a shared belief in each member's value, leading to more inclusive and effective action plans. When community members believe in their collective power, they can tackle systemic issues ranging from poverty to education reform, wielding their self-belief as a tool for social justice and community resilience. Self-belief also transcends generational boundaries. When adults demonstrate self-belief, they model behaviors for younger generations, teaching them to view themselves as capable and deserving individuals. This intergenerational transfer of self-belief has the potential to impact education systems, as confident learners are more likely to take risks, engage actively in their education, and pursue higher levels of academic achievement. Schools and educational institutions where self-belief is nurtured become places where future leaders and innovators are forged. The impact of self-belief on societal change is also seen in how it alters consumer behavior and market trends. When people believe in themselves and their right to demand better, they advocate for products and services that align with their values. In this way, collective self-belief can steer industries toward greater responsibility and innovation, as companies must respond to the demands of confident, conscientious consumers. In the political arena, the power of self-belief can lead to remarkable shifts in governance and policy. When citizens have a firm belief in their ability to effect change, they are more likely to voice their opinions, vote, and even run for office. Empowered individuals who trust in their abilities to lead and enact change can alter political landscapes, pushing for reforms that mirror the will of the people they represent. On a global scale, self-belief has been the impetus behind movements that have reshaped human rights reflections and international discourse. When marginalized groups collectively harness self-belief, they have been able to campaign successfully for recognition and equality, thereby reshaping societal structures that once seemed immovable. These movements reflect the power of self-belief to unite people around a common cause, driving forward social and political progress. It's clear that self-belief can ignite an unstoppable momentum in societies. It is not just about the betterment of the individual, but the potential to craft a society that is more equitable, innovative, and resilient. As communities and societies evolve, the continuous nurturing of self-belief will be integral to facing future challenges and embracing opportunities. From the individual's internal conviction radiates the possibility to inspire communal courage, spark innovation, and foment societal transformation. The ripples from the pebble of self-belief, once set in motion, are boundless, and their potential to reshape the world is nothing short of extraordinary.